Bunny's deck
That's
is
right.
insane.
That's right.
I believe we have both of them here.
Yes.
We've got Aselia and PotWasher here once again. All right. Have you guys been watching what decks your opponents are playing yet? Do you guys know? Let's start with PotWasher here. Do you realize what you're up against here?
Oh man, like a better version of my deck, more skeletons. Oh man.
Oh no. What about you, Aselia? PotWasher's deck. How do you feel?
I actually played a couple Highlander decks back in the day, all shiny Forest and Highlander Shadow, so I know that they can go kind of either way. More importantly for me, Mr. PotWasher over there, he's actually some sort of a mentor for me, since to an extent I'm kind of on hiatus from Team Disastra, but back then I learned a lot from watching their top players, and they helped me out a lot. So this is kind of an important game.
So will student become the master today, I guess is the real question.
You're going for the cliche storyline here.
Yeah, absolutely.
PotWasher, if you lose to Aselia, what happens?
Do you lose your Sifu ranking?
Ah man, I mean, this is.
Everything's on the line here.
Who knows?
Everything is on the line. Oh my God! All right, let's get the games ready to go.
I'll try my best.
All right, he's gonna try his best.
Yes, he
I'm
is.
sure Aselia is as well. Let's get this game started. I can't wait to see. That's actually really cool. I mean, Disastra is a team that we've seen them do some incredible things over this tournament season as well.
Yeah.
Some incredible preparation, and all of their players are actually very, very top-notch, right? I think they have
They
the
have a great
they have
force
the
of
highest
players.
concentration, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's because of what they do. They practice every single week. They run their own in-house tournaments every single week. I mean, they play test, like you said. They even teach people that are even not always in their group, just always mentoring people. I mean, they have a good rotation of things that they're doing to keep themselves on top of the game.
So we'll see. And I guess it's no surprise that Aselia actually is making it pretty far.
Yeah, I guess if he was tutored by PotWasher himself, then he might as well just be a part of Disastra himself. So
Aselia may be the master of memes.
that's right. And perhaps that is all you need to be today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The master of memes makes the
Meme world go
the
right?
ends meet. Okay. Well.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
All right.
So we see Aselia with another great curve here. He's got the Sacred Plate of the Beast Call. He's got the Tribunal if he wants to keep it. Tribunal, again, not the best card against this type of a deck, but decides to keep it anyway. And PotWasher managing to find a curve most of his games. I find that pretty impressive.
Yeah. I mean, he did talk about, I guess his deck is statistically weighted towards kind of the early curve.
Mhm.
He was mentioning how he kind of designed the deck to be that way a little bit. But kind of looking at the flavor of his cards, it looks mostly like some draw. He's got Orthrus in there. Orthrus on a Tenant of the Night can be pretty good.
Mhm.
Really kind of convincing your opponent to swing on their turn.
Oh my god, he drew Atomy again?
Okay. Okay. Especially when you have early amulets, if that's your play.
All right.
That's going to be tough. The Holy Mage might be able to do something here.
I don't think he's pressured enough to Red Hot, and he's definitely not thinking about Atomy. Grimnir is an okay play here, too. It would stop the entire board.
And that's what he goes for.
Now, there's not actually a way for Atomy to pop on turn 3 here, I don't believe, so that won't be happening. But a Tentative Knight will put down another threat that you don't really want to attack into.
Mm-hmm. I think a Tentative Knight is, well, Dying Resentment.
It's tough, because in Dying Resentment, you don't have the Shadow just to force through Grimnir this turn, and you don't have an easy way to generate that unless you sacrifice something.
You wanna mess with me?
But now you just pass the turn. And I suppose it's kind of okay to see what they remove here, because based on what happens, Orthrus might swing it back for you. Okay, well, that sucks.
Yeah, Blackened Scripture is about the best thing you always want when you don't have Evo points against Shadow, just banishing last word effects out of the game so that they get no value. It's interesting, the Banish effect, Haven, I think, might just have been the best craft to play today because of how it's interacting with all of our opponent's decks.
Having Banish really has shut down a lot of the memes.
Yeah, a lot of memes being shut down. Dark Owls being shut down. Just, yeah, just great value today.
Yeah. And just kind of at the base of it, right? The heart of Shadowverse is kind of the 2-for-1s, right?
Right. And it definitely has that in spades. It's got the Themesis Decrees, it's got the Priest of the Cudgels, it's got the Ancient Lion Spirit, it's got all that kind of good stuff. Not really a great option here. He could opt for the Goblin Mage just for some card draw. Could even opt to Soul Convert that to draw some more cards.
Yeah, I think the options that Aselia ran into were actually quite nice against the board. The Grimner, I think, is a key card that turn 3, because I think one more turn and he would have been a little bit too late.
Well, the Scripture actually just pushed it over. Excuse me, pushed it over the top there, just getting rid of that Attentive Knight where he didn't really have a way outside of that. PotWasher in here for going into the tank for this one. I don't think he's thinking about removing the Grimnir here.
Yeah, it seems pretty uncomfortable no matter what path he goes down here.
Okay. It's not a bad choice. This uses his play points a little bit better than Goblin Mage, and realistically, you don't want to be sacking your Goblin Mage to the Soul Conversion. You want to keep the presence, so I can see that play.
And this allows him, I mean, this allows Aselia to get a really good situation here where he can really pump up that Holy Mage. He's got his, I believe, double Hair Illusions.
Oh,
Hair
yeah.
of Illusions.
Oh, yeah.
So the Holy Mage is going to get jacked up. Right?
What we have seen is that Aselia is definitely not afraid to just attack with it either. He hasn't been like holding these or like doing anything crazy with them, but I think this might be the game.
I might even consider evoing for face, just knowing that you have so much weight behind you. You also have a Tribunal.
Actually, yeah. Evoing face here and then backing it up with an Evo next turn on the Holy Mage, yeah. It's a lot of damage, and it looks like Aselia agrees. Aselia, you know what? For being an artist, for being not a competitive player, for playing a Mimi deck, making a lot of smart choices today.
He's got it. I mean, I guess you have to think really deeply if you're constantly trying to make decks work, right? You need to figure out the lines of play very, very intimately. Dying Resentment, going to evolve to take down the Tiger and trade. This is going to leave that Holy Mage to, you know, potentially swing for a lot more.
Up to 6 damage this next turn. I guess more if he wants to play. Well, he can't play Tribunal as well.
Oh,
Ooh.
interesting. You've got Tea Time. Tea Time can be played with Hair of Illusion.
That is a possibility. Could be a lot of damage too. See what he wants to do here. Now, it does feel kind of weird to be using another Evo point this turn. I don't think that's what he wants to be doing.
Especially with kind of no car or no enemy followers on board.
And nothing really left in hand. However, saying that, if you use your Evo point here, I mean, again, without having anything in hand that you know of that you actually need to Evo, it might be worth it this turn to get the value now. And I would definitely recommend evolving the Tin Soldier. Ooh, okay, just a pass.
Interesting.
Okay.
So there is a second opportunity to evolve the Tin Soldier if it comes around to that point, but that is many turns ahead, and he's probably going to need to spend that at some point.
Yeah. And Saber Altar in hand now, aka Dark Blade Fiend, can come out here to take out the Tin Soldier and get 2 damage onto this Holy Mage here.
Looks like that's going to be the choice, but I don't think this is necessarily the ideal choice either.
I mean, it doesn't feel great, but I don't know if you really have a better option. I guess you could have gone with the Odile play and traded into the Tin Soldier and gotten the 2 damage on it the other way. This, however, puts protection with the ward.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh. Might be getting super combo here.
Yep. And, you know, at this point, if, I mean, the Odile, well, they'll get pumped up, right? So they're actually out of range of the Odile.
I don't imagine him pulling the trigger yet. He probably wants to wait until those Evo points are gone. I think he's really just hoping for Eidolon. I think he's hoping and praying for that Eidolon.
So that's a good play here. Banishes the white Odile.
However, won't be able to attack into anything in order to trade. But it does mean that these mages have to start doing something, or that Odile has to die immediately.
Sacred Plea. But the board space is quite jammed up, so I think these Holy Mages are going to have to go. I don't know if there's an actual way for the higher damage one to survive. If you pump 1, 3, plus 2, 5. Yeah.
You can only
You
attack.
could just leave one on board.
You could, yeah. I mean, what he could do is he could play one of his amulets, and then he could trade into the Odile, and then use the other one to trade into the Skull Beast, or just go face with it.
Do you think removing the Odile is smart here?
I think maybe just saving this is fine as well. You don't really need to attack with it.
Getting close to that 10 play point territory, though.
And of course, PotWasher has the Bahamut already.
Yeah.
And the Lurching Corpse with the Soul Conversion in order to deal with the Ambush Follower. PotWasher. I mean, he's showing us what Highlander decks are made of right now.
And I think really the hardest part here is, of course, if you get the Highlander deck, more time. Oh, there's the idol.
It is. So now things get a little interesting. However, again, we see Bahamut in hand.
Yeah. It's turn 9 next turn.
The real battle begins.
Evolves it.
Yeah, got to evolve it in order for it to instantly pop, essentially.
Yes.
So now he'll get to draw some cards, clear out some of the board.
Hello there, dreamer.
Not too bad. And technically, the Hair of Illusions can make a difference against Bahamut-type boards. But they're slow, right? And if you don't find an actual answer to the Bahamut, it will find a way to peek its ugly head through.
They're so fresh.
But with that, oh, yep. Yep.
Works up to the bone.
Without the, yeah. With that Eidolon in play, it means that the Hair of Illusions will constantly just create that ward, which means that Bahamut is constantly, you know, you have to find some kind of way to wipe the board. And he does have the Grimnir Bahamut combo.
Yeah.
Pose, but
And he's been drawing that Atomy now. I would say that the Atomy is maybe hurting him more than helping him. Oh.
okay, he's just gonna go for it.
Interesting. Okay, I mean, he does get the carrot back. And this does put a threat into play that is pretty large and hard to deal with.
No evolutions on board either.
Wow. He's really just going for it.
Yeah, I think there needs to be a top deck here. Oh my
That's
god.
so
Are you kidding me?
close.
Are you kidding?
I mean, technically that deals with it, but he'll have
Yeah.
to sacrifice his Taurus to do it.
It's not a comfortable situation at all.
Ah,
He needed a top deck.
that was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It's not quite there. This is
So
like the
the
point in the game where you
Taurus-
want to top deck your Taurus too, like just
Yeah.
like right when you want to draw it.
Yeah. The Taurus will single-handedly be able to take down the Atomy. And you can manage the carrot.
Does he want to do that?
Your evil deeds end
Okay.
now.
Doesn't look like it.
What is the play here?
I think this is just Grimnir, right? You just Grimnir
Yeah.
pass, protect your 10-6, and that's just gonna be that. There's no way to pop these Hair of Illusions.
Is there another top deck?
I don't know. A Themis? Ooh.
Oh.
That's almost good enough, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not quite though. That 10-6 Atomy play was pretty good, turns out.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out PotWasher knows his stuff.
There it is. Oh, man. And Aselia went for the play, went for the draw, but is going to end up falling just a little bit too short.
The funny thing is that Incandescent Dragon, even if it was Aegis, wouldn't even be able to stop this. So.
Yes.
Yep.
Very specific top decks needed to happen here. Say, pot, champ, pepos.
Some memes for you guys.
Yep. And here's the lethal.
Done deal. PotWasher making Highlander look easy.
Yeah, dropping that Atomy too on that turn just says, hey, you know what? A big statted follower is exactly what I need right now.
Can't deal with it.
Just did it and took the win. So that means Aselia, after making it quite far, will end up falling to the Master.
Yep, that's right. The Master does take this one. Sifu status retained.
Yep. Also remember, because we're in the semifinals, they actually did both just win money. They're in the money now.
That's right.
Let's have a talk with these players here. Aselia ended up losing. You did make it into the money, though. So your foundation is a Wolf Haven foundation, correct?
Yeah, I think, I didn't really expect to go so far with the deck, but I'm really happy that, most of it was built from my straw polls, and I really enjoy how the deck plays. It's just a lot of fun options, so, I'm very happy that I made it this far, and I think I did, Kagero pretty proud.
Absolutely. How does
And,
it feel? Oh, sorry.
And, Mr. Pot's deck, top tier. As
Top
expected
tier,
from,
high
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Top tier.
the
highlight.
DIS master.
And how does it feel to earn $250 for your charity?
I'm really happy about it. It's I never really expected to go this far, but all the money goes to a good place, so I'm very happy with where I ended up.
All right. Is there any kind of last words that you want to shout out to your audience, and kind of some words that you want to put out there?
Thank you for the deck. I mean, it was all on the pulse, so I played what I was given.
Awesome. Well,
Perfect.
thank you so much, Aselia. PotWasher, you're moving on to at least $500 here for your charity. You just beat your student up, so that's pretty
right.
cool.
That sounds a little rough. PotWasher doesn't agree.
Moving on here, you're about to fight out for a first place position. Who would you rather play against? The Bones? Or would you rather play against... I almost said Cesaro. I'm forgetting. Bowman Kell is down. Cesaro is down.
Yeah.
Bones lives.
They're all down.
Dork Dragoon?
Bones
Dork
lives
Dragoon,
and Dork
that's right.
Dragoon. Yep.
Oh. Man, if it gets in a skeleton mirror, I said this before the match, but I'm outclassed in the skeleton mirror, right? They have so many more skeletons. Yeah, but the number of lollies, like, I'm losing in that regard as well, so, you know, it's gonna
no.
be tough either
So it's a rough
way. Yeah,
world.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
yeah.
fighting up his weight class right
That's
now.
right. That's right. I think he's doing pretty well though so far.
I think so. PotWasher, you're going to move on to the final round here. Can you recap for us the charity that you're supporting here, and just give the people who are just tuning in an idea for what you are supporting?
I'm supporting the Wikimedia Foundation. So they're the groups that handles Wikipedia and several other open websites that are free to access, a worldwide free to access database
portal,
of knowledge. Yeah. I don't know what you call it, but it helps a lot of people. It's one of the most visited websites in the world, but it doesn't run ads, right? And I think I'd like to support that. I've used Wikipedia a lot, and
Yes.
yeah,
It's a chance to give back.
The Wikimedia
Yeah.
group I read is all about kind of providing free educational information to people out there looking for it. So that's
right.
kind of one of their biggest movements here, is to help educate the masses. So
yeah.
very
I think there've been discussions where, like, if it ends up becoming like a nuclear apocalypse or something, someone could have a storage drive with compressed data from Wikipedia, like 40 gigabytes or something, if you compress it all, and have like most of modern knowledge in that. And I thought it was really amazing.
that's incredible.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That much. Well, PotWasher, looking forward to seeing you in the finals of the tournament. Thank you so much, Aselia, for your participation and hanging in there for so long. Really appreciate you coming out and making the time and having a chat with us. But let's move on with the tournament here. Let's take a look at the bracket and see what matches are left. So,